Put the kids to bed. Dad is home. We are the DWO podcast, representing the dad world order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. And with me, as always, the rest of this patriarch pack. We got the big bad bearded daddy. He is Big Rig Eric Maffey.
What up, what up?
Howdy. And he is the perpetual mid-carder and the two-time world record holder. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Cephas.
What up, y'all? Fit check for today is a Ric Flair World Heavyweight Champion shirt.
Hell yeah, dude.
Beautiful.
What is today? 804?
804, yes. 804 days wearing pro wrestling shirts.
Crazy.
Also, happy Pie Day, guys.
Yeah.
Happy
holiday for my butt.
Indeed. Well, as Mr. Magnificent said, we are the DWO podcast. Obviously, my background's a little bit different. I'm streaming live from my sister's house because she picked my daughter up from school today. So
joining us live via satellite.
Yeah, live via satellite, and her fiance's super awesome PC that he built. So it's better than my setup at home. Hey. Tonight we have with us a very special guest, the voice, I would say the voice, of Pro Wrestling Revolver. Shawn, I never asked you how to pronounce your last name, Majerus.
Yeah, that's perfect example of pronouncing. Not many people can do that. That's why I always got rid of that and just kept Shawn T, because so many people would mess it up and it's too long.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, my last name's Maffey. I've heard everything in the book, man. Mahaffey, they'll just throw letters in there. Maffery.
It's funny when I go to like anything like Mexican restaurant or something, they got to call out your name. They automatically think I'm Hispanic until I get there. Like, oh, you're white. And I'm like, no. Because it looks like Majerus. And I'm like, no, It's Majerus. It's German, not Mexican.
Yeah. I kind of, I erred on the side of the J is probably pronounced. So, yeah, we got it.
But it was perfect. Good job out of you.
Oh, yeah. Also, what's up, Josh Dalton? We'll see you on the 28th, big dog.
Hey.
Speaking of which, are you going to be in Dayton on the 28th, or is JP running that one?
That I don't know yet. The bad part about is because I live in Vegas, and during the wintertime, flights are limited there. So the last show I didn't get to go to because they didn't have any direct flights in that were less than 14-hour trips.
Oh, good Lord.
Wow.
Yeah. So
screw that.
That kind of hoses me. So I got to check and see if they've changed any of that yet. Because if not, then I won't be able to be in there.
Well, we hope to see you there for sure.
I know. I love coming to Dayton. It's so much fun. The crowd has really taken to the way that we've kind of grown the company, the way that we kind of run the shows. They've really taken to it compared to the way it used to be. So it's really been awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good group there, man.
Now, Texas is another one. Like, it's like Dayton, but it's grown faster, but the crowds have kind of been the same, where they're used to like sitting down, being relatively quiet. But then now that they're getting used to us and getting used to me and what I command from the crowd, they're reacting hugely, and it's making the show so much more fun.
That was one of the cool things when we came to Iowa, man, was seeing, because you even told us, you're like, wait till you come to Iowa, because I got those people they know me, and it definitely shows.
Yeah, you weren't.
Yeah, I lived here in Des Moines, Iowa, my whole life, and I spent 17 years on radio here in Des Moines. So everybody knows who the hell I am in this town. So when I came back and started doing shows here, like, it was kind of like, let's come watch me, because they used to come and watch me when I announced MMA here from the beginning, when it used to be an underground sport all the way up until 10 years ago, maybe. But I did it all higher in Iowa, so they've all seen that. So then we started doing the wrestling, which we've never had really a big indie promotion in Des Moines, Iowa, until we came in, and it's just grown immensely to the point where they are such a rabid crowd. I was so stoked that you guys were able to make it down to see what the crowd that we started with, where it's at and where we're going to take it all around the country.
Well, I can't wait to get out there again, man. Iowa's a special place for sure. Obviously, Dayton is our home court, so to speak, but we want to hit them all, man. We're planning on hopefully going to Texas eventually. You know, we want to be there for all of it, just that different experience, you know.
Yeah, Texas is a cool crowd. Like, they haven't really got to do a whole lot of fun indie wrestling in a long time. Like, they've always had a lot of like really unknown wrestlers to watch, and being they don't really know them very well, they don't get behind them very well. Well, now that we brought in a lot of the guys you see on television, that they already know them, so they're automatically excited about it. Well, now we're just teaching them how to become a part of the show and be just as much an integral part as the superstars that are on the shows.
Correct.
And Sammy does such a good job with intertwining people that are kind of like bigger names with people that are up and coming. Because, you know, we've told the story, you know, plenty of times before. John Moxley sold us the ticket, but it was the Wrestling Revolver and the rest of the roster that, you know, kept us coming back. And, you know, it made fans of people like Crash Jackson and Madman Fulton, you know, and the Rascals are on TV. But
Chambers.
Yeah, I mean,
just... and Mox is such a surprise. Like, you wouldn't think that he was a nurturer and a teacher as much as he is. So the stuff that people don't get to see backstage is him standing there in gorilla position, watching each and every match, and then after those matches, going up to them and critiquing them and telling them what he thought, what they could do better, teaching them how to do different things. Like, he's very hands-on with the new generation, which I found is absolutely phenomenal. Like, you don't get to see that very often. So for somebody at the level of Moxley and having him take such a passion in helping mold the new generation gave me a whole new respect for the dude.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I fully believe that he probably told Sammy to, you know, hold the check. You know, I could see him doing it for, you know, just carte blanche to build the brand and build the industry.
Well, apparently, this is what Sammy had in mind from the beginning, was for Mox to come in and for those two to kind of run backstage and put this stuff together. And Mox kind of had his issues at the beginning, so he wasn't able to be a part of Revolver at the very beginning. But now, since his life has changed and it's gotten on a better path, and he himself has gotten to be a better person and on a better path, that now that he's a part of the show more often, like, that dude is just over the top, like, exciting outside. He's exciting backstage, and like, he's pushing for big things for us, which is awesome.
You ever see him like laugh and joke around?
Not often. That's funny.
Okay. I'm gonna say, because like every time you see him, he is just Van Damme.
He kind of keeps that, and I don't know if that's just him or it's because of the gigantic dip that's in his mouth. He's always spitting in the cup.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That too.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's really cool, you know, hearing that kind of stuff and what he talks all the time about how much he loves wrestling as a whole. And it's so funny because we actually had a clip that we posted on our TikTok a while back, and it was just his entrance from one of the shows. I can't remember which one it was, but somebody commented on there, and they were like, you know, oh, this guy's wrestling in warehouses. Meanwhile, his friends are main event in WrestleMania. And I'm just like, dude, you have no idea. Like, that comment right there just shows, like, not the entire IWC understands what it means to love wrestling.
No, they literally are thinking black and white. Those are the same people that haven't come to watch independent wrestling shows now. They probably watched them back in the day where they were very boring and not very exciting and having 50 people in the crowd. Right. They haven't come to a Wrestling Revolver show where Moxley is there and has become a part of the storylines, which is another thing that I'm stoked that we've done over the past couple of years, is create storylines and run with those.
Man, the Gringo Mox build over 6 months. Oh,
yep. And even when we had to keep putting that off because Mox got hurt, Mox still showed up. He was still backstage, and to help keep selling that for the next show, he was there to come out and do that whole like hype thing. And like people holding him back and stuff to hype it up for the next show, because he didn't have to be there, but because he has passion and he loves everybody in the back so much, he still showed up.
Yeah. Love it.
And putting it off like that, man, just built so much more steam behind it. And it was just, the payoff was beautiful.
Yeah, it was deflating for Gringo, though, that the show before the one actually took place, when Mox got hurt at the last minute, and Gringo was just deflated. He was like, fuck, I was stoked and I was ready. I'm like, I know. But then when they had the whole Mox come out and be held back, you're right. I think that just sprinkled a little bit of extra that we needed on there and set it off.
We were the ones helping hold him back. That was such a fire moment for us.
Oh, you guys got the primo seats, bro.
Oh, dude, we were sitting right there, and
Not
as soon as Gringo was like, Mox is a fucking pussy, we immediately turned head to the commentary table because we knew that's where he was. Like, oh shit,
he's already gone. Headsets.
Oh
down.
yeah, headset was already down. We're like, oh, it's happening. It was great, man.
That was probably one of the coolest moments at Revolver that I've had in a while. Was that moment right there?
Yeah.
Because to me it kind of solidified our storyline. Yeah. And you can have them, but if you don't have that wow factor in it, it just kind of gets glanced over. But when you have something like that where everybody just gets through a frenzy and goes nuts over it, that's what you need.
Yep. I 100% agree, man. And it genuinely feels like 2024 is the year of Revolver, man. I mean, the shows they put on already, obviously Mox versus Gringo, the Texas show, Iowa's on Saturday. I mean, we're going to go over that card. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, it's gnarly. It's easily one of the biggest shows that we've had to date, minus the LA show.
Yeah, the LA show was huge for sure.
And that was an unexpected show. That was not a planned show. That whole thing came together in about 2 weeks.
Damn.
That whole thing, like, most people don't realize that was not a planned Wrestling Revolver show. We had no plans to go to California. And Sammy got a phone call from Ronda Rousey and was like, hey, I've been wanting to put on a benefit show for Hawaii, and I didn't want to do it myself. So everybody I talked to about this, they said, you're the person I needed to call. So she legit called Sammy, and Sammy's like, yep, we'll do that. Yep. And she already had the venue, and he got the card. And then, of course, we got the tie-in with AEW, and it just got set off.
Dude, that was great. I loved how it all came together. I remember when it got announced, we immediately were texting Tussle, Roland. We're just like, dude, what the hell is going on? Like, what? Because we didn't think there was a show happening in November, and he was like, I know.
We were talking the show before that. We're like so excited to have a month off because we had back-to-back shows, and everybody was kind of tired, and it's like, oh, sweet, we'll have all that month off. And then I'm sitting there, wake up one morning, I'm scrolling through social, and I see Wrestling Revolver LA, Ronda Rousey. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I instantly call Sammy. I'm like, dude, we're doing a show in LA. He goes, yep. And he told me the story. And I was like, am I on the show? He goes, yep. I'm like, okay, I'm making plans right now.
Also, what up, our boy Bobby?
Hey, what's up, Bobby?
We love Bobby.
Bobby,
you're not wrong, Josh. I'm telling you, this year just it feels like we're about to just see the continued rise, and some big things are going to happen with Revolver.
Dude, we've had our name mentioned on so many things that no other wrestling promotion has ever had their names mentioned on, namely the Emmys for one. I mean, that was insane in itself.
Yeah.
I'm like, who would have thought?
Shout out Paul Walter Hauser. That dude's awesome.
Dude, he's so. What'd you think of the little promos that he just sent out the other day?
So good.
Hi.
Well, that's the thing. Hold on, Cephas got a little beef with Ralph Macchio now. We might need to set that up.
Yeah, they call him T-shirt guy.
Oh my God, comedy. As soon as I saw that, dude, I was crying laughing.
Yes.
William Zabka, he goes, Matt Cardona, what's his finishing move? Calling his mommy?
Yeah. It's so good. Dude, I wish we could be there for that show this weekend, man. But obviously we got Squared Circle Expo, we got Grit Your Teeth on the 28th, so we can only go to so many things. But
I know.
Man,
you got to get that DWO jet so you guys can just get wherever you need to go.
Hey, we're working on it, man.
Right.
We're working on it.
I take like the Madden bus.
Yeah.
Time's ticking, bro.
We need to get the Madden bus and just DWO it.
Get you a driver so you guys can sleep in the back, warm up the cords.
Be amazing.
Absolutely. Workout.
Yeah.
No.
Lifting.
Kidding me? But yeah, that was funny. I immediately, when I watched that promo, I immediately sent it to Cephas because I was like, dude, Ralph Macchio just called Cardona T-shirt guy. Like, what? You got beef with Macchio and Cardona now? Like triple threat? What's going on?
Dude, it's just been unheard of. Like Paul Walter Hauser is such a nice guy. Like I got to meet him at the LA show when he wrestled Palmer, and that was a perfect person for him to wrestle for his debut show because Palmer is such an artist in the ring, and he can make anybody look good. And it was fantastic. And then when we put the whole Paul did the 1-inch punch on him and killed Palmer again. I mean, it was just a great launch pad for Paul Walter Hauser. And then to have him get so excited after that, where he's like, I want to do more. And he went and started training harder and more often. And then when he announced him for this here Des Moines show, I was over the moon stoked. And then when I saw it was against Cardona, I was like, get out of here. This is going to go insane.
It's going to be so good, dude. I can't wait. I just wish we were there because so Cephas is our you've seen our signs, obviously. You saw our signs at the last one. Did you see the fuck Matt Cardona signs that we made? I
did not.
That's this guy right here. That was him versus Jake Christ at Heat 'em Up. We made those, and we made probably, what was it, 30? Well, you made 30 of them.
Yeah, I think it was 40. I think it was 40 for that.
40, yeah. Dude, if you get a chance to watch the video, there's a couple videos of it, but just his face when he comes out of the curtain, because he had no idea. We had him hidden until his match started. We handed him out and shit. So we wish we could do that this coming weekend, but we usually find. Go ahead.
I would say I do gotta say I love you guys' corner at the Dayton shows because you guys have the most crazy area in the entire arena, and I could always look there for motivation.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And that's the thing. Like Sammy's mentioned it before. He's like, you guys definitely drive some cheers and jeers in that area. He's like, that's why I like having you there. So,
absolutely. I mean, you're like trendsetters, like people to watch to see what you're doing, and then they'll copy you. And then it's like the old wave at the sporting events. You guys start it, and it just carries around the arena.
Yeah.
Oh, we did the last show we were there. We even talked about it after the show. Like, I'm pretty sure we started like majority of the chants in that arena. Like when Jessica turned on Sammy, and we're just like, this is bullshit. We started all that. It was great.
See, and afterwards, like before that show, I've only missed one other Revolver show, and it kills me to miss a show, and I hate it. Yeah. And when I seen what went down on that one, I was like, I can't believe I was not there for that.
Cool. Look at this built-in podcast to you. Hey, goals, man.
Hey,
goals.
Anybody wants to sponsor us? And I don't know, maybe $350K a year each, and then the bus, and we'll be okay. We'll do it.
Or find a friend with a private jet. You got to think ahead.
Right. We got Brad Jaminette saying Shawn. And Shawn, old boy. What's that? I was just saying, Josh Dalton always sitting with us. Good dude.
Yeah, we popped so hard. We were trying to figure out what to do for your thumbnail today, and we always have like this group chat of what we should do. And you said horror, and I at first I mentioned the Mount Outlook picture at the end of The Shining. I was like, why not just put our heads in this? And we kept
Dude,
bouncing off of each other. And he said, "Here's Shawnee," and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's it."
it was perfect.
Well, and
Like
it's hard
all my
too
horror
because
friends, all my horror friends in,
so many
in
people
Vegas
have
are gonna
done
love it.
the horror thing for us so far. So we've done quite a few horror thumbnails. So it was like, man, what do we do? Like we've used so many, and then we came up with that, and we were just like, yep, there we go.
That's comedy. It's great because I fly back to Vegas early Sunday morning, and as soon as I drop my bags off, I go to the Plaza Hotel for a horror convention called Days
Oh
of
hell
the
yeah!
Dead, where I
Oh,
get to
yeah.
go hang out with Jenna Jameson and Kane Hodder.
That's where I met Roddy Piper in Indianapolis.
No doubt. Dude, that show is so cool. And they have the biggest list of celebrities this year that I'm pretty excited to go see. Like, I almost didn't think I was going to make it, but I found an early enough flight that I was going to be able to. So, pretty stoked.
Tell Jenna Eric says hi.
I've actually been talking to her for a few months and talking about possibly doing something together, some kind of work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She wants to do a dad podcast.
I know. She's so cool and nice and open to things now because she's been shut off from the world for so long after she got sick and stuff, and now she's wanting to get out more and do more and kind of get herself in touch with the world. Like her and her wife are like all over the place in Vegas now doing all kinds of crap.
Huh. Was Kane Hodder's, was that Michael Myers or was that Jason?
No, that's Jason.
Okay.
From 7, 8, 9, 10. He's the best Jason by far.
Okay.
And I met him here in Des Moines at Wizard World when I was still doing radio, and I actually got to interview him live on the air. And he was such an awesome interview. And the coolest part of the whole thing was we were talking about when he first got the role of Jason. He goes, of all the bits that I've got, he goes, that was the hardest because I got the part. And then I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, how do I make myself stand out from everybody else? I don't talk. You can't see my face. What the hell am I going to do? He goes, so I'm sitting there looking at myself in the mirror and I just start doing the breathing. And he's the one that did that shoulder breathing. And he's sitting here doing it in front of me. Goosebumps, hair started standing up. I was like, holy shit, Jason is staring at me in the face right now.
Bro, he's such a cool dude too. Like
he's awesome.
I've been able to run into him, I think like 3 or 4 times now. And every single time I've either had a cool moment with him or I've caught him having a cool moment with someone else. He's just having a fun ass time hanging out with people who want to take pictures.
Yeah, last year he was there. And so I got to see him again. And also Doug Bradley, Pinhead, was there. So those are my 2 highlights.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh talking about Horror Hound in Sharonville this month. Kane Hodder's, Kevin Nash, McFoley.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go.
Kevin's an old friend of me and Eric's.
Yeah, just hang out.
Did a video.
Haven't met him yet.
I think I'm gonna do my video with Foley this time, only because I've already done one with Nash. And you know what I mean? I've met Foley a bunch, but I've never done a t-shirt video with him. So
I think he would dig that. He's the kind
Absolutely.
of guy.
I think he'd be down for just about anything. He's such a jolly dude.
Get him to socko you in the mouth as soon as you're done with the end of the video.
Rip your shirt off and use that as socko to shove down your mouth.
That'd be tremendous.
Or have 3 different McFoley shirts.
Today's shirt is this one and this one.
That would probably pop him if you brought like a Mankind, a Dude Love, and a Cactus Jack shirt.
Dude, I need a Cactus Jack one so bad.
Yeah, I do too. Dude, I got him right here.
That's awesome.
That's my guy.
Now, did you guys see when Sammy did that Cactus Jack ring gear?
When was this?
No.
I think he did it for Impact. I can't remember what match it was, but he did a tribute to Cactus Jack ring gear outfit that was mixed with his kind of style. And I was like, dude, I need that outfit. I want that outfit for my man cave. And he wound up selling it for charity, and then donated the money. And I was like, well, I can't be mad at that, you know?
Yeah, right.
But it was pretty dope.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna have to
Speaking of
look
pretty
that up.
dope, we mentioned it, so I wanted to show it. I met Doug.
Baron.
There you
Look at that hair.
Yeah.
You
Look
just
at
a
the
baby
youth.
boy.
Look
He
at
looks
the
like
youth
Brian
in that
Pillman
man.
Jr.
Take that picture. No, I don't. I'm nobody's junior.
The king, damn it.
That's awesome.
Lexus King, damn it.
That's another one, Baron von Raschke. Like, he was such a cool guy. I met him because the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame is here in Iowa, and they used to do shows in Waterloo, where the museum used to be, and now they moved it. I don't remember where, but it was they would do a small show there, and they would have a bunch of legends there. So, like, I got to meet Baron van Raschke, Mad Dog Vachon, Paul Orndorff, Larry the Axe Henning. There was a bunch of them up there, but Baron does not even sound like he did in the wrestling days, which surprised me. His voice wasn't raspy at all. He talked normal. He acted like he was my grandpa. It was so awesome.
Dude. So I just looked up the Sammy Gallahan and the Cactus Jack here, which I found. But you know how people make like custom figures and stuff? Somebody made a custom. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can upload this because this is so cool.
Right, a neat little. People like to give me, because I'm obviously a wrestling T-shirt guy, so everyone in my family and friends group knows I'm the wrestling guy. So people give me stuff when they find stuff, and I guess a friend of mine, she works at a Goodwill, and she found a couple old autographs, and she gave them to me, and one of them was Mad Dog Vachon. I'm like, man, if you realize how fucking like neat that is, like, I have a Mad Dog Vachon autograph, and I think it was like signed in 1983, because it's dated as well, so it's old. Like,
I think about the old days, like when I was a little kid, when my grandparents would take me to the wrestling shows, like back in the old territory days when they used to wrestle at my mom's old high school in their gym. So I'd get to go watch like Bulldog Bob Brown and Rufus R. Jones, those kind of guys back in the day. And even when they used to do the old school wrestling shows at Fats Auditorium here, which is no more, they used to give you those old programs and stuff that you'd flip through. I used to have those things, and now I wish I still had those, because there was everybody in there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still looking for them now. Like, I want to find old programs and old posters. That's dope.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if Sammy's ever seen that.
That's cool, man. So that is Chargrove Customs on Instagram. I'll shout out. I'm giving you a follow right now because that's super fucking cool.
Text that to me with the info, and I'll show Sammy, see if he's seen that.
I'll send you the. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I'll share it to you on Instagram. You can look.
Hell yeah, that's cool as hell.
So
while we're at it, for people who are wondering what a Days of the Dead is like, this is what I was talking about with Roddy Piper. I got to meet and talk to him. It was one of the greatest moments ever. If there's any celebrity that are at these things and you're like, man, I want to go see them, do it before you miss your chance. I mean, I'll never. I'll tell a quick story real quick. I was dating this girl, and I believe it was like 2008 or so. Whatever it was that George Carlin last came through Dayton, and I had tickets to go see George Carlin, and she threw a big old hissy fit about her and her mom fighting and shit, and basically convinced me not to go. And he died shortly after that, and that immediately soured that relationship. I was like mad at her. She could have given me gold, and I'd be like, "Fuck you." Like,
George Carlin.
Yes, I had tickets.
You know, those are regrets. Like, I never got to see Carlin. I never got to see Kinnison. And that, like, kills me to think about, you know?
That's why I'm so, like,
but I have Kinnison's autograph sitting on my wall in my man cave.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I was young enough to experience some Kinnison.
But, you know, like you talked about, if you get a chance to see people go, one of our big sponsors at Revolver is my buddy Joe Knapp with Hat Trick Breaks, who's here in Des Moines. And at shows here in Des Moines, he'll bring in guests for signings and stuff. So we've had Lex Luger, Molly Holly. We're having Shelton Benjamin this Saturday.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's brought in Demolition, Jimmy Hart, the Nasty Boys, Medusa to his store, and that's where his passion at is to bring those kind of people to show to the public and give them a chance to go a little one-on-one with people. And then in his store, he sells autographs. He's got figures autographed by people, cards autographed, but he loves putting smiles on people's faces. So anytime Joe can bring people in with Hat Trick Breaks, like it's fantastic. And I totally appreciate him for doing that stuff.
That's really cool. He's intertwined his love for wrestling and with his, a business you wouldn't normally associate with as such, but
yeah, it's because
really cool.
he's in another store. It's called JCD and Hobby, so they're kind of combined. But like his passion started off as sports cards, like baseball, football. He'll do like live breaks like they're doing nowadays, and he's pulled some huge cards and stuff. Well, then once he started get rolling, he started working into his own passions where he's a huge wrestling fan. So he was able to start making connections at card shows and stuff like that and meeting people, getting phone numbers, and started that whole snowball to where he is now personal friends with these guys and can call them and be like, hey, you want to come to a show? And they're on it because they know Joe, they respect Joe, they know they're going to get treated good. And then when they get a chance to come to a show like Revolver, they're all over it.
Man, Iowa's so special to us, man. We got to get out there again. The whole aura there was great. And plus, not to mention, Tommy Dreamer walked up to me and said, hi, I'm Tommy, as if I've never seen him read off my television. You know what I mean?
That was so funny.
Like, yes, we know who you are, sir. But thanks for introducing yourself.
I'll never forget the night sleeping in the passenger seat of the van and listening to Eric almost die all night.
Every 45 seconds.
Now, what would be cool is if we get you guys to come early for a show where we can set up a Dad World Order podcast area and just start having a string of people coming in. You guys just do it live before show.
Bro, I'll show up.
We're so game for that.
You let me know, dog. Like,
let us know when.
So the funny thing is we've been trying to get Sammy on the show, right? But it's funny when we talked to him in person last time. Well, not in person. It was actually we were playing Fortnite, and he was like, "To be fair, you guys have never technically invited me." And we were like, "Yeah, we did." We sent all these DMs. He's like,
"Excuses, all excuses."
Well, he says, "I don't check my DMs." I was like, "Okay, that's fine. I get you there."
You gotta send dick pics with it.
Well, I told him I was going to write a letter, and he's like, "Now I'm expecting it." So I have crafted a little full letter, and I'm going to present it to him on the 28th. Like, here's your invitation.
Totally.
Wax seal with the emblem.
And the winner is
brought in by a raven.
Can anybody train a crow?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, since he has left Impact, like he's gotten more busy, busier than he's been in a few years, and like it's even hard for me to get a hold of him a lot sometimes, which drives me nuts.
Yeah, I guess the kind of like I don't know, the handcuffs are off, so he can kind of go do whatever he wants to do without he can handle his own stuff without having to worry about this other commitment.
Yeah, he was like enjoying his time at Impact and doing all the stuff he was doing there, and he didn't have to take so many independent dates, so he was able to focus on just Impact and just Wrestling Revolver. That's all he had to do. Well, now he's not at Impact no more, so now he's back to traveling and back to doing all that stuff again, and Revolver's getting bigger. We're doing more and more shows, so like that dude is drawn thin.
Yeah, I just think it just had to bide its time. It's just temporary sacrifice, putting in some long days because eventually this, Wrestling Revolver is going to pay off and he won't need to do shit.
Absolutely. I have such a love for it. Like it's kind of changed my views on wrestling, and it's given me that passion like I had when I was a kid, because WWE started to get very boring to me, and I stopped watching for a long time. And when I got the gig at Revolver, as we've grown, like my passion for the wrestling started to grow, and I started to get super excited for the shows even more than I had at the beginning, and to the point now where I want to go anywhere and everywhere. I want to take this show all over the country because the product that we kick out is bar none top notch. Like even some of the other big companies, they don't quite have what we have. Like they have their niche in other areas that aren't necessarily to my liking, but Revolver has everything that I love about wrestling from the past and today all wrapped up into one. And our fans are getting the width of that, and we're growing more and more as the time goes because of the word of mouth, because of the people that we bring, the product that we put out there, and the showmanship that gets done. It's insane to me. I get a mark out in the middle of the ring.
Revolver's roster is so good that it's the very reason I started paying for TNA Plus, because so many Revolver guys end up on TNA.
Yeah.
And I love watching like Trey Miguel and Steve Macklin and all these people that I get to see up close and personal at Revolver. So when I know they're going to be on TNA, I'm like, well, I fucking have to watch this.
Yeah.
It's Earth 2 Wrestling Revolver.
Yeah, and that's the thing is we've become such the breeding ground for the next generation of wrestling stars, and proof's in the pudding. I mean, we had MJF back when he was just a nothing, when he was Michael Jacob Feinstein before he went to Friedman, and I was there in the locker room and he was like, "I'm thinking about changing it to Friedman. What do you think?" And everybody's like, "Nah, just leave it the way it is." And he's like, "Well, I don't know." So he's playing with that at a Revolver show backstage. And then a few months later, he's on AEW. Then, of course, like most of the people that you saw on TNA and Impact have been on Revolver shows or started at Revolver shows. So like Zach and Trey and Dez, like those guys started at Revolver and they were babies. And to watch them grow and to become the superstars that they are, I love the fact that they're finally getting their due, and that people are finally appreciating them, and that they're so over with this Rascal brand now that it's insane.
Yeah, they're one of our favorites every single time, whether it's 3 of them, 2 of them, one of them versus somebody else, or one of them versus another Rascal. That's been highly entertaining as well.
Yeah, Trey and Zach are my boys. I love those guys to death so much. And then they got Myron Reed in there too.
Myron Reed.
And that dude was such a great person to put in there after Dez and Zach went to WWE. Then Myron got in there with Trey, and then Zach coming back. Those 3 together are dynamite. And anytime they're on the card, it's going to be something highlight worthy. Oh yeah.
I love Zach Wentz so much, man. There's something special about that dude. He's not that the other guys aren't as special or anything, but if I had to pick a favorite Rascal, it's Wentz all day, man. I don't know. He's just, there's something special about that dude. He's entertaining as fuck. Can't take my eyes off of him when he's wrestling. So.
It's funny because you see him backstage and he's a totally different dude than who goes out the curtain. Like he's a jokester, a prankster, and he's such a little smartass. And he's so much fun to hang out with. Then when he goes through that curtain, that dude is just on fire from jump until end. Like that dude has no stop in him at all.
Fuck yeah, definitely like those guys a lot, man. I tell you what.
Hey Dan.
What up, Dan? Hashtag justice for Danny. We
yes sir.
Still trying to get results there and figure out what's going on there, but I think we'll get some movement before too long. What up, Dart? Hell yeah. But I'm really starting to like these grizzled young veteran guys, man. I'm excited to see them this coming up at Grit Your Teeth. We had a nice, good conversation with them last time. We were right next to them in the merch line, and they really won us over, man. So I'm excited to see them again. You know, this will be my second time seeing them. So
Yeah, those are a couple of good guys. I mean, after they left WWE, they hadn't really been on the American independent circuit, so they didn't know what to do. They were basically kind of lost, and they wanted to kind of get in, but they didn't know which direction they should go or what they should do. So when Sammy brought them over to Revolver and we had them on the first time, Sammy really took the bull by the horns and took him in the back and talked to him at extensive periods of time and kind of gave them some advice of what they should do and how they should kind of maneuver themselves through this wrestling world. And watching on television, I got to see that they took his advice, and those guys have really embraced the independent circuits and embraced the storytellings on Revolver side, that they have become such great ambassadors for our brand as well as their brand. And it's cool to me to see the guys kind of reinvent themselves and take the bull by the horns of their own career and grow using us as a platform.
oh yeah.
That's a cool thing, man, is that Revolver, I mean, you see guys that like were, you know, mid-carders or, you know, kind of, you know, not necessarily top tier guys per se, you know, and get to see them on the independent circuit. You know, Mansoor, for instance, you know, seeing him damn in Texas, dude, like that's a whole different side of that dude I ain't never seen, you know.
Yeah, and he's another one. He's embracing his time of being able to control his own destiny, to have input on his own character and not just be told by somebody what to do. He gets to create, and he's also one that isn't afraid to ask somebody their opinion on, what do you think about this? And you're like, hell yeah, do it. And for him to take it in stride as well and add that in, I love that. I love being able to help their vision come to fruition, and it just gives them more pop of themselves, and it gives me pop from being a part of it. You know,
I like to see when anybody kind of leaves the constraints of WWE, and because I feel like they're almost a whole different performer outside of that. You know, when those, you know, that straitjacket's off.
Just like Elijah. So
yeah, that was the other one I was trying to.
He just left WWE, and we got him for his first show since WWE, and he's got himself booked a few. But that guy is 100% embracing the independent scenes, and he's already made it known that after May, he wants to be at Revolver a lot more.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Hell yeah.
So we're gonna see that dude a lot.
Well, and I'll tell you what, he killed it with Speedball.
Yeah, that dude is so damn good.
He's so nice to me too, man. Like, I don't know how much you know about my gimmick, but I've been wearing wrestling shirts for 800 days, right? And I've probably worn
804.
seven different designs of his, and every single time that I've worn a design, he's liked and commented and shared it on Twitter or whatever. You know what I mean? He's always been real interactive with me, so I can't wait to actually get a chance to meet him. I was so butthurt he was being in Texas and not Dayton or Iowa this time. I was like, man.
Yeah, he is. He's such a great guy, and he's very humble. He's one of those guys where he didn't know if he should just walk around and like introduce himself to everybody who just kind of kicked back for a minute. But then all of us went to him and made him feel relaxed to the point where he was able to relax.
Yeah.
And I mean, I even get a chance to still be a fan of wrestling, even though I'm part of the show. So the shirt that he wore at Texas, I got and had him sign it, and it's hanging in the man cave in Vegas.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And that's kind of my new thing now. Is I'm going to try to get as much stuff as I can from people that I work with, including luchador masks. And I want to have like a shrine of people that I've had the opportunity to work with. Like, I don't want to collect just to collect. I want people that I actually get it from them because I worked with them.
Yeah, it means something to you. That's awesome.
Every piece has a story, and
I'm kind of on a roll. I started off with a Pentagon mask
Oh, shit.
that
Hell yeah.
Sammy got for me for my birthday. Like backstage, Penta took it off after his match, signed it, and gave it to me for my birthday. Sammy hooked that up. So I have Penta, I have Lindsay Dorado, I have Laredo Kid, and Shark Boy.
That's awesome.
I'd die for that Shark Boy.
Dude,
I love it, man.
I don't get a chance to mark out very often when I'm at the shows because I'm not that dude. But I didn't know Shark Boy was going to be at Daytona or Dayton show, and all of a sudden he showed up, and I was like,
Shawn, check this video clip out and watch for my reaction when Shark
It's
Boy.
very short.
My thoughts exactly.
Your final entrance. This is Shark Boy.
Oh my God! Shark Boy!
He turned into an 8-year-old kid.
dude, I was the same way. Like, I'm in the back announcing this, and I had goosebumps getting to announce Shark Boy.
Ugh.
That was so cool.
But he was so awesome. Like, I didn't know he was going to be there. Nobody knew. Sammy just had that as a little surprise. So now it's gotten to the point where I've got to start going to Sammy like, hey, do you have any surprises I need to know about? So I'm not surprised myself. And when I saw it was Shark Boy, dude, I was over the top excited. And I couldn't wait to, like, meet him and stuff. And that dude is so cool.
Yeah.
So
Oh
neat.
man, that's.
He's
I
such a
mean,
cool dude, too, man.
we say it all the
trade
time. It's we say it all the time. We love wrestling, and the best feeling ever is when wrestling loves you back.
Absolutely. 100%.
We've
that's
had
what
a
I
lot
love.
of those moments.
That's what I love. Like, we have not had one person on a Revolver show in the 7 years we've been going that has ruined a show or ruined the opportunity that of me meeting them personally behind stage. Not one person has ruined that. People have always gone above and beyond what I thought could be, which gives me a whole new respect for them and just helps me to continue being a fan, even though I get to see behind the curtain.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we had that when we went out to Iowa. Like, we were there before, we got there before the show. Everything's getting set up, and Tommy freaking Dreamer of all people comes up to us. He's like, "Hey, I'm Tommy." I'm like, "Yeah, I know who you are." Like,
see, he was another one. One of our first shows, we were at a different venue at the time, and after the show, I was in the back just kind of wandering around, and Tommy waves me over, and he stuck out his hand. He goes, "I want to just say that you're fantastic." He goes, "You've easily got to be one of my favorite announcers that I've ever done shows with." He goes, "I love your energy. I love how you work with the crowd and make them be a part of the show." He's like, I guarantee you, he goes, "You're going to go far." And I was like, holy shit, Tommy Dreamer just told me this.
right.
He
Yeah,
just
it
started
was,
shit with Cephas.
Yeah,
He
he
did.
started shit with me. I was doing my shirt video with
Eric
Young, and he was like, "Bullshit, your record's bullshit."
like
Oh,
during the video.
during
Like
the
the
video.
entire video ended up becoming more about him and Tommy than him and Eric Young.
He's
I
like,
love
"Your
that, you know.
record's bullshit."
I love
He's
that
like,
they get a
"I've been
chance to
doing it
put
for 20
their to put the persona away and allow themselves to be funny, to be smartasses, to joke with each other out front the same as they do out back.
Yeah.
And that the fans get to see that is freaking phenomenal to me. I love when they do that. The Rascals are famous for it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh my God, slapping each other's asses, slapping other people's asses, going around, monkeying around in photos, photo bombing people.
Bro,
Dude,
we went to
Dayton, the
Iowa.
last Dayton show we had that. Trey and Zach were right next to us the whole time, just clowning. And it was so great.
Tears.
Yeah. They're
Tommy
great,
was
man.
Iowa, we got to referee a certain a group of people playing a game of, like, I don't know, like
Volleyball.
pickleball, volleyball,
Chair volleyball, yeah.
chair
Yeah.
volleyball. And I remember as it was going down, the ball went out of the defined area and it hit Sammy, and everybody was just like, "Oh shit!" He took the ball and he's like, "That's it, no more ball."
Man,
I'm getting
He's
mad.
getting mad.
Oh my god, it's funny to watch people clown on Sammy, because when he's like before show, when they're still setting shit up,
Yeah.
and he's going around trying to be Mr. Professional, and as people are coming in the door, they just keep fucking with him nonstop, and he'll have to stop. He'll forget what the hell he's doing, start laughing, and he'll be like, "Shut up!" and he'll go back to being the boss man again. It's absolute comedy.
We've been blessed enough to see that a few times, man. It's been pretty fucking funny. It's he's a unique dude. He's got shitty taste in cereal, though. But, you know.
He has a shitty taste in beer.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, he's a White Claw whore.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like when someone yells a flavor.
I'm drinking Virgin White Claw right now, so.
Oh no. Yeah.
I'm drinking fine Kentucky whiskey.
I'll get to the show and I'm like, hey, I said, I'm going to run over to the store and get some blah, blah, blah. I was like, you want anything? Grab me a couple of the berry White Claws. I'm like, what the hell did you just say to me? I'm like, oh my God.
I'm going to have to clip this, the Death Machine drinking White Claws. I love it.
Well,
I'll
I'll take video of it and send it to you.
Up. Jesus Christ.
This
I want to take a box of White Claws when I invite him.
Why are we talking shit to a guy named Death Machine?
I need to find him a White Claw t-shirt and somehow alter it, or have one of my t-shirt making buddies make me Sammy Callahan Death Machine White, and then put White Claw in there somewhere.
Mike, get on it. Mike, get on it.
I'll see you in the morning.
Logo ASAP.
It's so freaking funny. Everybody else is drinking whiskey and whatever other beers, and here's Sammy with his White Claws.
Hey,
Hey,
you know
I
what?
can't say much shit, man. I like. Some people say the drinks I like are a little soft. I like whiskey sours with Crown Apple. I feel like they're delicious.
It's still whiskey. It ain't fruity tooty White Claws.
You know what? If he's drinking more White Claw and not drinking whiskey, that means there's more whiskey for me. So
That's right.
But now he's kind of stepped it up. So now he'll have a bottle of whiskey sitting on Gorilla that's for end of show. And
Yeah.
I'm like, whose is that? It's mine. Who the hell do you think it is? I'm like, that ain't White Claw. Shut up. Shut up.
Is this a thing? I'll start bringing a bottle. I know Ray Walt was mad I didn't bring a bottle last time.
We're special. We don't get to take it out front.
I'll bring it in the back. Shit.
So if I bring a bottle, does it get me in the back?
Yeah.
And it's possible. It depends on what you're bringing.
Oh, Mike ain't gonna skip. I'll tell you that right. Mike knows his shit.
Matt Ray Walt can vouch for me. Damn it.
Hey, but I'll tell you what, we're already at freaking 52 minutes on this thing. We ain't barely talked about Saturday.
Let's go.
We're going to talk about it real quick. What is the match you're looking forward to the most? I know the one I'm looking forward to the most.
If it isn't the same one, I'm going to be surprised. The 8-man tag match, the 4-on-4
elimination,
that is going to be over the top. Like,
that's going to be
as
off
soon
the
as they
chain,
announced the rules a couple days ago,
yeah,
I was already starting
they
to have
each
to
have
mentally
a
prepare.
signature weapon. Like,
yeah, I have to mentally prepare in advance for this show, for that match in particular.
Is RSP just going to carry a bag of shit since it's signature weapons and he's a
Dude,
bag of shit himself?
Between him and Cologne, I have no fucking idea what they're going to bring, because those two are evil bastards, man.
Yeah.
And then Manser, on top of that, he just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I hope this is the main event, because if it's not, I'm going to have a bad night, because I hate walking in blood.
Yeah. We're going to need some clean. That's going to have to either, I mean, that's going to have to main event, or it's going to have to be the match before intermission. One of the two.
Oh, dude, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be like Jake Christ level of blood that's coming out.
God.
Like that. I'm already mentally preparing not to eat before the show, because I'll probably throw up. Because Manser, I don't know if you've noticed that whenever Manser bleeds a lot, he's an oddity, because it clots.
Yeah.
I thought his fucking eye fell off one show. It was a blood clot.
Yeah.
I think that's why
I was freaking out. I'm like, dude, your fucking eyes fall off. He goes, that's just a fucking blood clot. Threw it off. I'm like, you sick bastard.
Yeah, I remember it was him and Justice. It was SGC teaming with Mox in Dayton.
Yeah. Oh.
And There's a I got a video of it where Mox gives him a kiss on the cheek afterwards and goes,
Even he was grossed out.
he's like,
Yeah, dude, that was just the most naughty. And he goes, that's the way my blood is. He goes, it clots fast. So then it just keeps on like clotting and clumping and hanging. He goes, it looks awesome. And I'm like, no, dude, you make me want to puke.
You would think as much beers he drinks that it would just be thin as
his
shit.
blood be thinner.
You would
yeah.
think.
I don't
Oh.
think that's how it works, I guess.
But it's just going to be so incredibly over the
It's gonna
top.
be
I love that
insane.
they called it a bastard child of War Games meets what would they say, Royal Rumble or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, you're right. It totally is. And then when they said, bring out your specialty weapon, you never know,
Who knows what
with those
that's going
guys.
to be? Yeah.
So
which is going to make it even more cool.
I'd bring an airsoft pistol.
Airsoft.
Just start shooting.
I'm honestly surprised nobody's brought fire yet.
Well,
yeah,
I think you just gave him some ideas for sure.
Hey,
I'm
I'm the idea guy.
with airsoft pistols and fire.
can of Aquanet and a lighter.
I'll tell you what. I think the match that I'm second most excited for out there, if I'm being honest, is Marina and Speedball.
That's what I was gonna say. That's
Dude.
mine.
With those two's martial arts backgrounds and the way that those two perform in the ring, they're pretty evenly matched as
Yeah.
far as skill goes. And you're right, dude. It's going to be something to watch, and it's definitely going to have highlight reels all over it.
Yeah. There's a ladybug in my basement. It literally landed on my nose earlier. I just saw it again. That's good luck.
But then now we also have, they announced the final participant in the
Oh yeah,
remix title match.
our boy,
That we
Big
have
Booty
all
Brent.
6 of those guys in.
Big booty Brent. Big
Booty Brent.
Okay, well let me ask you this: who you think's winning that?
Jake fucking Chris. Jake fucking Chris.
You know, I don't think it'll be Jake. Jake is one of my favorite dudes on the planet Earth. But Myron and Gringo are kind of on my watch list right now. Those guys are primed and ready to have some Revolver Gold around them.
Yeah.
I know Myron's already had some tag team stuff, but he's a pretty formidable solo performer as well. And man, that dude is money anytime he goes. And Gringo has just put himself in that game and to that level where I can easily see him taking over and walking away with some gold.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, dark horse in that though, Brent Oakley getting added at the last minute. He's sneaky,
God
sneaky little
damn it.
shit, man.
Fucking
Sneaky little
Oakley.
shit.
Oh, I'm gonna take that fucking horn and shove it up his ass. Those guys annoy the piss out of me. Oh my Christ! I just cringe when I see them gonna be here.
They're entertaining every single time.
Oh my God! Shut your mouth.
What about Rich Swann and Ace Austin?
That would be a
Dude.
good one.
You know, Richie's on this Revolver losing streak that he doesn't like. And he's getting kind of tired of losing for so long on Revolver shows that I think Richie's going to come out with some ferocity that is going to help propel him to finally get back in that win column. And Ace is going to have his hand full, even though Ace is a pretty badass himself.
I just hope that he doesn't start associating himself with certain fecal bandits. Like,
You know,
like our friend Matt Palmer.
You never know, because him and Palmer used to be in the crew, you know.
Yeah.
Does she
Yeah.
bring shit with him, or does he request shit in his rider, or how does he get his?
Yeah, it's like how like some actors like request like
In their-
all
in
green
their
M&Ms
dressing
in
room.
their room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Freshly scooped cat poo poo.
I would prefer to the cat to be feral from the street.
Fed only.
No house cats.
Now, did you
That's
guys ever get to watch any of the stuff when the crew was together? Man, back then, I mean, you had Palmer, you had Richie, and together, I mean, those two formed a pretty rad team. Solos, they were awesome in their own right, and when they got put together, it actually elevated both of them, and they were able to play both sides of the coin. It didn't matter if they were playing face or heel. Either way, they got over, and they were a pretty badass team, because at that time, Palmer didn't give a shit about anything, so he was doing crazy stuff. Richie was always doing crazy stuff. Then they had Strickland in there with them, and it was just insane.
That's
Yeah, I
wild,
mean,
dude.
Rich Swann don't put on a bad match, dude.
No.
Dude, that dude is so money. He's such a nice guy too. On top of that,
Yeah.
like, he's been with us since day one, and I love Richie.
Oh, dude, when we were in Dayton the last time, I was back in the back. I think I was looking for Tussle, and he like was walking by me. He's just like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" You know, just like super nice, and you know, he very well could have been like, "Fuck you doing back here?" You know, but I was just like, "I'm just looking for Tuss." But super cool guy.
He's one of the few guys that he is the exact same outside the curtain that he is behind the curtain. He's the same dude, same energy, same hypeness. That dude does not change from day to night,
All night long.
all night long. What a bunch.
We got damn fellas first Corey Taylor, now Jelly Roll. Crazy.
We had a guy on a couple weeks ago wearing a mask, so that's what that comment means.
He said, "Yeah, you guys got Corey Taylor on." So Shawn T, aka Jelly Roll.
Damn it, Stu.
Oh my God, now I'm the fat guy. Damn it.
Hey man, people love Jelly Roll.
Yeah, way more
That's
money
true.
than me.
Fat guys are coming back.
That's right, baby. I'll tell you what, though. One match that I am.
I tell you what.
I'm very surprised because I think this is the first time I'm ever going to cheer for JT Dunn, and that's because he's facing Alex Shelley. Like,
Oh,
That is so hard.
Never thought it'd happen, but
To be fair,
I'm gonna.
To be fair, he did wear on us. He came on our show, and JT was one of the best guests we've ever had. And
Yeah,
he's
he was
wearing on
awesome.
us.
Are you serious?
He
I
was.
feel like I might be a member of the unit. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Listen, I never thought I'd say that, but here we are. You know,
Shame on you. Shame on you for that even coming out of your mouth.
Game. Oh man.
I mean,
In all realness, though, he was such a cool dude, and he even said on our show, he was like, I want to face the best. And it seemed like after he made that comment, he got announced for him versus Alex Shelley, him versus Mustafa Ali. Like, every match he's having is just like, yeah, you're going to go up against the best. And he fucking deserves it, man, for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I don't like the dude. I mean, he's a little prick, but he's one of the guys that's been with us since the beginning, and to watch him grow into the superstar that he is now is pretty awesome, because we used to have Killer Cross at Revolver, and he was our world champ, and JT was one of his lackeys, you know, and to watch JT, that after Cross left, to slowly start to get into his own and grow as a professional, and we get to see it happen at Revolver, has been pretty awesome. And for now, like you said, for him to go up against somebody like Alex Shelley, who's been at the top of his game for decades now, it's gonna be a barn burner show. It's gonna be phenomenal to watch, and it's gonna have highlight reels all over it. But again, it's so hard for me to choose one or the other. Like, I'll just be in the back with my arms crossed, hoping one of them just doesn't win, but I don't know which one.
like I tell you what, we all realness, we give Alex Shelley a lot of shit, but if I will give him any kind of flowers, he is a damn good person to yell at.
Yeah.
I get excited to boo him.
All that stuff aside, like you said, he's another one that is very cool to the younger generation, and he's another one that is also open to have conversations with, and he's one that helps critique and help the younger generation get better every show that he has on him. So you got to give him props there, that he has that experience, that when he talks, people listen, And it's phenomenal to see him take that charge and help lead that with the new generation.
But I tell you what, we talk about like meeting, like marking out for people and like meeting, meeting people that you never thought you meet and stuff like that. When we were in Iowa and everybody was leaving and stuff like that, and him and Saban walk past us and we're like, all right, guys, have a good night. And we just all kind of look at each other like, holy shit, the Motor City Machine Guns just wished us to do,
Yeah.
I was a huge TNA fan, and I love those guys, man. They were so young and just innovative and just different, and loved it. And and I get to see them now. He's such an awesome person to boo and hiss and everything, when he's out there. And then, again, it's such a completely nice guy, behind the scenes.
And that's what I love is like I can be at Revolver, and even though I'm the ring announcer, I can still like chime in and talk shit to people from the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So like Damian Chambers or Alex Shelley or JT Dunn or Phil, like I'll still get my opportunity to talk shit to them, which is kind of fun. But one of the last shows I was at in Dayton, like I had the opportunity to drive Alex Shelley back to Cincinnati to a hotel and airport and stuff. So I actually got to get him more comfortable with me and get to know me a little bit more, and me get to know him a little bit more. So now when he sees me, he's more comfortable because now he knows who I am. So when he walks in, he comes up and gives me a hug and stuff, and that to me is like cool that now that I've got myself to the point where they know me, they know who I am, and they consider me to be one of the good brothers like everybody else, to where they come in and they're giving me hugs or giving me props. Like that's exciting to me that I've got myself to that point.
Yeah, and we've talked about that with Tussle a lot, is that it's not an overnight thing, and we've noticed that like as we've kind of delved deeper into, obviously we're sponsors now, we're there, early at the shows. Like we know that we're not going to be in the back hanging out with everybody and the first night we're there, but as people get more comfortable with us and we get to know people, I mean, like every time we go there now, like we see Crash, like he's hardly even a talent for us anymore. He's just a friend that that we see there. We go up and give him a big hug. I do the same thing when I see Manders. I go walk up to him, give him a big hug. He's cool as shit. And
that's honestly my favorite part. Walking into shows, or when they walk in the door and they make a point to come to me, it's not me going to them and be like, oh, hi, I'm Shawn T, I'm the announcer. Now they just automatically know, and now we're all bros.
Yeah.
And I love that camaraderie. I love now being one of the guys to where they come to me now and give me hugs just like I go to them. So it's really awesome to me because, like I said, I'm still a huge fan at heart. And it's still, I have to pinch myself once in a while because of the position that I'm in and what I get to do and who I get to talk to and stuff. So to have that respect out of them means the absolute world to me.
Hell yeah, man. We're right there with you.
And you guys are badass. Like, I love the fact that I got to know you guys.
Me too, man.
Like, just watching you guys from Dayton before we got to know each other, I was like, those guys are fucking cool. They're loud. They're badass. They talk shit. I'm like, they're my people.
Yeah.
And then getting to know you guys, I'm like, fuck, they're even cool as shit. This is a bonus.
Brother,
Well,
you heard it here.
Likewise.
I was chanting for Jake fucking Chris, and Macklin got in my face and said, "What'd you say?" I said, Jake fucking Chris. God damn it!
Love it though. I mean, I love that people feed off our energy.
Absolutely.
We're just three dads who just enjoy it, and it's always so ironic how something that's based in pure violence has brought all of us such positivity and good feelings.
And that's what I like about Revolver is we're not like other shows where we're doing nothing but death match stuff and blood and guts and gore and all that stuff where there's no story, there's no real show. It's just violence nonstop. To me, that sucks. That's not exciting. That's nothing that I would want to be a part of.
Yeah.
I like that we put on shows, we put on stories. Not everything is gore and violence. Like we throw some humor in there, some comedy bits, and stuff like that. So it's literally something for everybody. But I have not found another company or another show that can do it like us.
Yeah,
Dude, you can't take a
consistently
pee break.
every show
Everyone.
gets better and better.
You can't take a pee break,
No.
Thank God for the
You're gonna miss
intermission.
something.
right?
That's why I wear diapers, dude. I don't even care.
I get a catheter every show.
Yeah. And
No, that's honestly that's what I tell everybody. I mean, I was just at dinner before jumping on with you guys. I was at dinner with a friend who's not been to a Revolver show yet, and he's coming this Saturday with his wife and 5 of their friends. And I'm like, dude, take everything that you know of wrestling right now, get that out of your head.
Yep.
I said, because this is going to be like nothing you've ever seen. You're
You
going to
just made-
leave and you're going to be like, holy shit, dude, that was the best time I've ever had. I'm like, that's not being egotistical. That's just speaking fact.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you just made 7 new fans right there.
Straight up.
Get 'em in the
Every
door,
single
that's all you
person,
need.
everybody that I've ever brought to a Revolver show have left and brought friends with them the next time because they had such a good time. And they weren't even diehard wrestling fans, but now they love Revolver because of our show. And like me, like I can't watch WWE anymore because it doesn't give me what Revolver does. And that's pretty much all that I care about now is Revolver because it has everything that I love all wrapped up into one big awesome package.
It's like WWE is Mick Ultra and Wrestling Revolver is Guinness.
Yeah. Yeah, literally it is. And I love, like you said, it gets better and better every show. Sammy pushes the bar further and further. We get bigger and bigger names. We start adding different types of matches into the show, so it's not necessarily the same thing over and over like other places. Like it's literally like I tell people, expect the unexpected when you come to Revolver show. Because right when you think it's going one way, we're going to hook a right and go to another angle that's going to catch you off guard. And if you don't punch yourself out in the crowd, you might get a freaking garbage can or a chair into the head because they're coming out into the crowd.
Yeah. And that's why we love that section is like, you know, obviously we're paying attention the whole time. Like, yeah, the action might come over that way, but we're agile enough. I mean, we're older dads, but we're agile enough to get out of the way.
We're well prepared.
And that's the thing too. If we weren't able to get out of the way, we're definitely not the fan that's going to be like, hey, you need to pay me.
I'm like, please put me through a table.
Yes, JT done threw that dude right into us. That's awesome.
See, I'm so glad now.
Real quick.
When we first started Revolver, we used to put my table with the bell ringside, and so I would have to sit ringside.
Oh.
And I was getting the first death match we ever had, RSP versus Cologne, and they brought out the light tubes and all that shit. I had fucking glass in my hair. I had blood splattered on my clothes and on my face. I had shit all over me. I'm like, this is terrible. So finally, I was glad when Sammy's like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. I'm like, thank God.
Well, and that's the nice thing about our seats too, is they're close enough that, you know, we get the entrance and exit, you know, being close to the talent, but we're far enough away that when something does break, I'm not going to get hit in the eye with a door splinter or something. You know what I mean?
It's like being in a strip club. You don't want to sit on Sniffer's Row because you never know what you're going to get hit with. You want to sit back a little bit.
And on that note,
Sniffer's Row. Well, if that's not a good thing to end on, I don't know what is. We've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes, for crap's sake.
You're welcome.
thank you so much for coming on, man. It's going to be an awesome time. And, you know, the very fact that you come on means one thing for sure. That's one extra hug when I go to the next Revolver show.
Hell yeah, I expect it.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to see you next time, man.
Thank you guys so much for having me on, dude. This has been an absolute blast.
Hell yeah, dude.
We got to do it again before too long.
Oh, we will, for sure.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Make it a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
You boys got anything else before we get out of here?
Nah, man. I'm tired as hell, ready for bed.
Hold on, I
I'll
got
think about you Saturday and raise a beer for you while I'm there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be watching.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you.
Hold on. I got a dad joke.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I guess it's a dad joke. It's kind of funny. It says, bros don't let other bros walk around with an open fly. It's called the zip code.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
Yeah. Told me.
Yes, he just did that.
Well, as always, we have been the DWO Podcast. I'm Big Rig Eric Maffey. He is Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He is Wrestling T-shirt guy Cephas, and he is the voice
Shawn
of Pro
fucking
Wrestling
T.
Revolver. Shawn fucking T, baby. Thank you so much for coming on. Be sure to tune in on Triller TV for Revolver, Ready or Not,
Yeah, baby.
Saturday. That'll be 8 p.m.
Central.
Eastern, 8 p.m. Central.
Yes, sir.
So 9 p.m. Eastern. Dadgummit.
Yeah, you fuckers got to stay up late. You're gonna be past
Honestly,
your bedtime.
that was the worst part for me about the LA show. Is it was like 11 o'clock when it started for me.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
I'll be at
and
micro wrestling.
luckily, I'm in tune to West Coast now, so I'm cool with that. So when I got to come back to Central and East, it throws me off, dude. I'm
You're
already
all messed
tired.
up. Yeah,
Ugh.
I feel you.
Did you join Raiders Nation?
What's that?
Did you join Raider Nation?
I've always kind of been a Raiders fan since I was a kid, but I've never been a diehard sports fan, so to speak. But Vegas, you kind of have to. Like, Knights, I'm a hockey guy. I love the Knights, but I'm digging what the Raiders do in Vegas and how a town has embraced the pro sports. So I've kind of tapped back into it a little bit.
Okay.
It's fun, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, as always, check us out on all the socials at DW_podcast, Facebook at the DWO Podcast, TikTok at DW_pod. Get that dad merch at Pro Wrestling Tees and TeePublic.
You guys rock.
Dude, appreciate you so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Until next time, top dads. Out.